Hey, everybody. Thank you all for coming back. I see you there, T&D Tesla and Preston, everybody. You've all been hounding me for an update on Solana, and it's been a busy week. And I normally do this like every week or so. But the question today is, what is the dominant chain? Has it changed? Or has it become more dominant? And what other flippenings have happened along the way? And the list is kind of high. So let's jump in. This is called dominance. And the goal of this video is to see exactly what's happening across all crypto, all chains. We'll look at a bunch of charts, data, and metrics, and try to come to a conclusion. So I hope you like the show. Let's jump in. Oh, it's been a long day. It's been a long week ever since August 5th. But anyway, we'll break down all the data to uncover the dominant player. And this is not financial advice. Thank you to everybody on Patreon. Let's jump in. I'll make this quick. First of all, shout out to Mert and Miles, the two M's, for inspiration for this video. Mert retweeted Miles, which is hilarious. And Miles talks about kind of his thesis where, what really got my attention is how Solana could go to $1,000. My target is well known, is about 360 for this bull run. $1,000 would be pretty incredible considering what we did at $8. Anyway, we'll see. Angle Blackson, thank you for jumping in. But let's look at a whole bunch of metrics, some new ones you've never seen before. First of all, this one is interesting, and it's another flippening. It's from Kato AI. For the first time ever in the history of the world, Solana has flipped Ethereum for Mindshare. Solana is now 54% versus 46% for Ethereum. That means there's more chatter, more thought, etc. going into this new chain. And this is after the crazy hype of the ETH ETF. We'll talk more about ETFs in a little bit too as well. That was kind of bonkers. Also, some crazy numbers. Like, how do you back into $1,000? You buy it at $8? It's just unthinkable. But check this out. This is interesting. This is Solana priced with the market cap of Ethereum when Ethereum last hit the all-time high. That's when ETH was at $5,000, just shy of 5,000. That would take Solana to $1,228. We're not saying it's going to go there, but that would be an approximate market cap of $570 billion. But again, who knows? We don't know how bonkers this cycle could be. It all depends on the mothership, which is Bitcoin. How high can that go? There are people like Samson Mao saying $1 million in 12 months. There's people like Tom Lee saying 100,000 easy by the end of the year. The numbers are crazy, but so is the money flow coming into this space. And sometimes that is all you need. Let's look at another stat as well. This is, did I cover this last stat? Yeah, $1,200. I wanted to see that again to pinch myself. This is Solana as well, a new all-time high in weekly active addresses. That smokes all other chains. Over 10 million unique people use this chain every week. Remember, the goal is get to 100 million people, then to 1 billion people. Two-step changes. 10 to 100, not that hard. 100 to 1 billion, harder. But remember, if people have to find ways to transfer money or trade or help loved ones, whatever, the unbanked especially, it's possible. You just need those use cases. Let's look at another stunning statistic as well. This is SOLETH, basically Sol divided by ETH. It's up 572% in a year. And I know I got a lot of hate. The world can be very, very toxic. The ETH maxis mocked me when I decided to get rid of my ETH and put it in this. I hope now they understand why. Now, it's important to remember as well, there are points in time when Ethereum outperforms Solana. Nothing goes straight up. And to highlight those points in time, you just look for the orange. All right, when you see orange, that's when ETH beats Solana. But if you look over the amount of time, Solana has beaten ETH 82% of the time, and the trend is up and to the right, and that's a big delta. Super Soul Man, this video is for you with that type of handle. Thank you for coming, but it's crazy. But there's more, a lot more. Let's go. This is the upside model. This Solana upside model is something I created in 2021 because I wanted to map out. Actually, Cardano used to be on there. I don't know if it still is. I think Cardano died back in 2021. Anyway, enough of that. But I mapped out different market caps of Ethereum over time. Now, because Ethereum has taken a bit of a hit lately, so has this chart, because this is a function of ETH market cap. But if we just look at some of these numbers too, and this is available, just go to InvestAnswers.io, look it up. You can pull it into your trading view real easy. It's called Upside Model, IA Upside Model, and it's really easy to determine. But all you have to do is pick how much of the market cap Sol will represent. We just eclipsed 20% of ETH, but now it's gone far higher all of a sudden because ETH has fallen and Solana did not fall as much. I think a fair target is somewhere between 33% of ETH market cap and 50% of ETH market cap, and maybe as high as 70% of ETH market cap, which as ETH grows in the future, which it will because of ETF flows, that could take us to 560, 600 pretty easily. So 360 should be a lock. And my target last year was for Sol to have 3% market cap dominance, or crypto market cap dominance, 3%. We're already at 3.5%. So that 360 target could be blown out of the water. We shall see. In other news too, DEX volume flippening. This is on the monthly. This is 30-day DEX volume. And it is probably one of the most interesting and consequential milestones in crypto markets today. Remember, Ethereum was I used to call it the 800-pound gorilla. Huge. Nothing could touch it. Nothing could knock it off the horse. Until now, which is kind of stunning. But there's the purple line of Solana. ETH, you can see, is kind of languishing. Solana has suppressed Ethereum in trailing 30-day DEX volume for the first time ever in history. It's not just the chain with the most users and the most transactions and everything else, but now, over long periods of time, it smokes ETH too. Look at the DEX trading volumes just on a per-day basis. Today, this is August 8th. Actually, yesterday, today's data is not finished. Solana has 1.8 billion in DEX trading volume, ETH 1.7. And then Avalanche, 95 million. Like literally, it's a two-horse race, but one is flat, the other one is going up. And it is that black hole, like we've always spoken about. And DEX volumes in July, the month of July, not just trailing 30-day, but also the whole month of July, Solana also eclipsed Ethereum. 56 billion versus 53.86 billion, Arbitrum 24 billion, etc. And sometimes even when you add up all the layer 2s on ETH, and there's new layer 2 appearing every 19 days, sometimes Solana even beats all of them plus ETH combined, which is staggering. And in addition, this blew me away. This is the new DeFi users per month, across all chains. This is Bitcoin was the leader for the longest time. EVM chains, all EVM chains, all Ethereum chains. You can see here they got as high in June 2024 as high as 5.2 million. Bitcoin 7.7 million. But another flippening happened. That is now Solana has more new DeFi users per month than any other chain. Crazy. Let's look at fees. Who ever thought, with the Ethereum fees being so high, that Solana could beat them in fees too? Well, they do in 24 hours. Last 24 hours, Solana earned $2.13 million in fees. Ethereum, 1.58. Crazy. Revenue, 1.07 million over 552K. So it's completely smoking Ethereum there too. And this just came out from MESSARI. Somebody challenged me earlier in the week saying, Solana is not the DePin chain. Cardano has a thing called World Mobile Token with 100,000 daily active users. Yeah, I don't think so, because Cardano itself only has 24,000 daily active users. There's no way the chain can have 4 times the daily active users on one dApp. Anyway, forget the fudsters holding on to their hopes and dreams. But here, this from MESSARI. Solana dominates the DePin sector with 78 projects surpassing all other blockchain networks. Notice as well, coincidentally, Cardano isn't even on the list. Ethereum is number 2 at 74 projects. But again, one of the beauties of DePin is you want something that's fast, cheap, easy to configure, set up, and get off and start running and building product market fit dApps. That's what's required. That's a lot harder to do given product market fit and user experience on other chains. It's one of the reasons why MESSARI say Solana is winning. Also, as I covered on Okta, DePin is the hottest sector in crypto right now for the last month. The returns on DePin are higher than all other. Store value is number 2. And look at the performance of Ethereum, down 17%. Bitcoin up 3.7% over the last 30 days. And that's all she wrote for DePin, and a little bit more too. There's some other things happening, and as one of the visions I had for one of the things I kind of latched onto very early when I started analyzing the ETH killer, who it would be, and this is going back to January, February, March 2021. And I landed on Solana because I heard Tolly say one thing that was quite profound. That is, they want to build a blockchain that's quick enough to run an exchange like a NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange, etc. It's already tiptoeing into this space, not only with the confluence of real-world assets and the securitization and everything and the tokenization of everything, but check this out. This is, again, Hamilton Lane becomes the first asset manager to launch a fund on the Solana blockchain. They have $1 trillion in assets under management, and they recently launched a fund on Solana as well. And real-world assets, as you know, have been a standout sector in 2024. And although they're primarily associated with Ethereum in the past, Solana has now proven it can compete on an equal or even a superior footing. So watch this space. If you're going to spin up a new exchange like BlackRock is planning in Texas to compete with NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange, what are you going to run on? You're going to build your own blockchain? Are you going to adopt one? I'm excited to see what happens there too. And there's other stuff as well. You may have missed it, but this was an issue from Lane Stake Quiz yesterday. There was a small little patch. The team, no blockchain is perfect, no software is ever perfect, but a critical security vulnerability was uncovered on Solana, but they didn't make a public disclosure until the supermajority of stake had already been patched to protect the network. This is how the process unfolded and how they can fix stuff in a stealthy way. First of all, they had outreach. They were first contacted by multiple members of the Solana Foundation via different communication methods, private messages, secure messages, and those that were in the know were able to patch it so there was no exposure to the chain. And that is basically how it's done. The chain did not miss a beat after everything was patched. And that's how good they have gotten as well. And also there's some new stuff as well. If you need a global SIM card that works in over 100 countries and gives you 28 gigabytes of data, you can just buy one SIM, stick it in your phone. The good thing about that too is you then don't have to be tracked by big telco carriers. And if you are a global roamer, and one of the trends that I think for the future is people will be much more nomadic. They'll be running from gig to gig, working virtually, backpacking around the planet, or on a yacht with Starlink, and you need a cell phone, well, this could be the option for you too. Again, people mocked the Solana Saga phone, saying it was ludicrous for a blockchain to build a phone. Well, who's smiling now? Anyway, and speaking of ETF news, like we touched on at the beginning, Brazil has launched the world's first Solana ETF. And this is big. But this caused a little bit of consternation too. It's like, Brazil? Ahead of the US? What's going on? And the US did respond as well with this. Brazil's move did ignite hopes for a similar trajectory in the US. And Matthew Siegel, who is head of digital assets research at VanEck, called Brazil a long-time pioneer in digital assets. Oi, tá bom to anybody in Brazil right now? My little bit of Portuguese. With initiatives like digital sandboxes and early approval of spot Bitcoin ETF, really they want to foster innovation and competition around the blockchain in Brazil. And Brazil's approval of a SOL ETF signals that the US counterpart isn't just a possibility, it is inevitable, just as that the Bitcoin ETF was inevitable. And it appears US regulation needs a soft fork before it can launch at the White House control keys. That's the change in regime that many people are talking about. If there is no change in regime, you'll have Gary Gensler and Elizabeth Warren in control. Hands up who wants to drop a comment if you're fans of those people and watching the channel. I'm really interested in knowing. Or if you think they're nothing burgers, or if you think Operation Choke Point 2.0 is real and these folks try to kill crypto for us. We don't like that. Now, I want to share this next slide. Okay? This is commitment. And this is not tattoo advice, everybody. But this is hardcore commitment right there. This guy is Lil Pump, and he is a real soul man. I have no idea, in full disclosure, who Lil Pump is, but it gives me some ideas for my next forehead tattoo. What do you think, everybody? Let me know. I should do it one day for fun. Maybe a removable one, all right? I'm very tired. That's why I'm very giddy. I get more energy when I get more tired, which makes no sense. Anyway, conclusion, everybody. This is Wrecked Mando, friend of the channel, DCA, a member. One of his cartoons on is Mando Minutes. Shout out to Mando. That's the ETF at the bottom of the thing, pushing the thing up the hill. And Solana says, should I just wait at the top? I thought that was very cute and very funny. And as usual, let's talk about dominance. I never talk about dominance, unless it's this dominance. Solana dominance went from 0 to 3.5% of the total crypto market cap. And remember, that crypto market cap is now full of memes. So 3.5% today is a very different 3.5% than it was in 2021. This is significant. And ETH dominance, I think, has fallen to about 15.6, 15.8%. That's coming down. That's what's reflected in the Sol Upside model. So again, things are happening fast. But if you look at all the data I just shared with you, and you look at the fact that Solana trades at 1/5 the market cap of Ethereum, something's got to give. Either one asset will continue to come down or stay flat or go up, but one of these assets is very undervalued. Let me know if you figured out which one. And that is the Black Hole Sol story. And thank you all for coming. Second video today. Happy Friday. See you all tomorrow for the weekend recap. Let me know if you like this. Breaking stuff out separate. I was going to do combo Bitcoin, Solana, but there's Solana people that just want to hear Solana stuff, and there's Bitcoin people that just want to hear Bitcoin stuff, and there's miner people that just want to hear miners, and Tesla people. So I cover all the major assets that I think are the most foundational to our futures. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.